Hey, Lavanya, welcome back. What's interesting is with On-Demand Workforce, we've actually had a lot of interest in accounting hires and bookkeeping hires and things like that, which has been really interesting. It's not what we expected, but there's a lot of people interested in these services, and we've been able to save people about 70% on their in-house cost with this. But one of the questions that comes up often is really more about like security and about like risk management. Like, how do I really outsource something that feels so sensitive? And so I was wondering, can you talk a little bit about what you do during the hiring process, and how can we help people understand like the type of character that we're hiring, and how do we make sure they're trustworthy and things like that?
Also a lengthy question, but so if you have watched some of the previous videos that we have done at Zibtek, you will come to know a little bit about our hiring process, where we screen the resumes and try to contact with people. And a part of contacting individuals through a phone call is not just a phone call. We're trying to assess their personality, how responsive they are, how accountable they are. We try to schedule an interview, and if the candidate is not showing up in time, it shows that he's not punctual and is not serious. That's just an example of various things. Actions kind of tell us how a person is. So taking that into consideration, let's say we have finalized a candidate to send it over to you guys. We're going to do a background verification check for the same candidate, which will help us to have that risk management facility, in order to just avoid having a bad hire. We'll try our best to do a background check. So this background check particularly involves criminal records, social media platforms, and the personal records, their place of residence. And it's not easy to just go overall in one day and be like, oh, this is a good hire, let's hire it. Instead, we take to look through those reports and try to also assess his resume. If he has been jumping over places and in like 6 months, he has worked with 6 companies, that doesn't show a good sign of a good hire. Instead, we look for people who are more stable, who have learned from experience and looking for better opportunities.
So we have the background verification. We also have how we assess character. And then another thing that I just want to talk about. So we have one customer who's using accounting services out of the Bangalore, India office, and Rebecca's doing all of that bookkeeping. First of all, they've only got access to QuickBooks, and so they don't actually have access to the bank accounts themselves. And inside of QuickBooks, they can do all the recons, they can do, all of the categorization, everything like that with just bank statements. So they don't actually need to get into a bank. And then anytime, if you want to set it up so that they can actually pay people and do the payable stuff, most accounting systems have 2-step verification. So someone like Rebecca could set it up so that they say, hey, these are the payments that are going out. And then someone else in the United States could go through and be like, approved, 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 approved. So they really don't even need access to the actual bank accounts or anything like that, which is, very normal in standard accounting practices. But there's a lot of ways in which we can help people still find incredible talent with a lot of experience, and then also like at a really affordable rate, without having, and also feeling very safe about like their finances and everything like that. So we're really excited to help people with that. If you have a need, just reach out to us at hello@zibtek.com, and we'd love to try to help you find some candidates.